know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the war field.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag and Underdog Fantasy. The biggest betting weekend of the year is finally here, which means more updated odds and props for Super Sunday. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. We have hundreds of prop bets, MVP odds, and exclusive in-game live betting. BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline offers you everything and more to enhance your game day experience. Visit the website today and make the game day action count a little bit more. BetOnline, the game starts here. Want to make some quick cash while enjoying the big game with your family and friends? Together with our friends at Underdog, we got a few exciting things to share with you. First, if you've yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code CHIEFCONCERNS, that's one word, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to 1,000 smackaroos in bonus cash. New users will also get a Travis Kelce free pick for every new customer who signs up on Underdog before the big game. Secondly, for all existing Underdog users, Underdog is offering a no-sweat Sunday entry for all users, which means that everyone will either cash in on their big game entry or get their money back in bonus credit. If you have no idea how to play, well, we got you covered. Over the last 5 weeks, we have given 19 selections and have cashed on 15 of them. Pretty good. Predicting higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. So we are ready to continue this heater into the big game between the Chiefs and Eagles and beyond into the NBA season. So let's make this money and have a damn good time. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash, and right there, that's not Jason Dunn, but that's our guy right there, former Chiefs linebacker, Shawn Barber. Shawn, what's going on, brother?
Hey man, love being in the building. Love obviously having a chance to talk on Chiefs Concerns, man. Listen, I know my man JD is about to bring that fire when it comes to those keys to victory. So this is just a little warm up. This the barbershop. I'm just here, just a little appetizer until we get to the main dish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love hearing from you every time you come on all throughout the year. It's been a great year, man. Obviously, we're going to get to JD's keys to victory later, but I want to hear your keys to victory. So, obviously, lots going into this game. Everyone's talking about Saquon. And we were talking about the other day how last year, everyone was talking about CMC, being this unprecedented running back that we haven't seen before. This year, we're hearing the same exact things you heard about CMC last year, but for Saquon. And it's just like every year they hit this best defensive line the Chiefs have ever seen, best offensive line they've ever seen, best running back they've ever seen. Every year they just play it up like this is finally the year they're going to fall. Talk to us about the kind of differences between what you saw from last year's 49ers team in the trenches comparatively to this Eagles team that we're about to see on Sunday.
Yeah, there's some similarities in the way they ran the ball, obviously focusing on, having a fullback, having a opportunity to run counters and power plays. Anybody who knows, we talk about high-level football, the issue that power plays and counters come is they get you out of your gap. So defensively, if I'm a linebacker and I'm playing, I got the A gap or I got the B gap, whatever my responsibility is, once that guard pulls or a tight end goes, yo motion or something, then sometimes my gap responsibility changes. And so I have to be really good on the discipline, my eye discipline, of finding my home gap, and then when those guards start pulling and you get that power set or that counter pull, you got to be able to transfer your eyes, pick up that next target, get downhill in a split instinct, and relieve that double team. And the way that the Eagles are built up front with these massive offensive linemen, well, they double the bigs and then work their way up to the linebacker. So by the time you transfer your eyes and start going downhill, you got a 330, 360-pound man meeting you about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. You got to disengage and still have good gap responsibility. So if you're just playing gap sound, which is what happens in a lot of man coverage, when you play a lot of man coverage, you want to do one gap, one man, one gap, one man. Make sure you have all the gaps filled, no open gaps. And that works with stretch teams. That work with teams that just run toss plays. But when you start doing counters and power plays, that man concept sometimes can be your enemy. So if I was the Chiefs, I would play a lot of zone behind it. And even if you want to bring pressure, run some stunts with the D line, run stunts, get the linebackers up in those A gaps and mug, which means kind of sugar, bluff like you're gonna blitz the A gap, just to make the lineman make some different blocking assignment calls. And then when you back out there, get back to your home gaps, cause some kind of confusion. Because if you just line up straight across the board in a 4-3 or 3-4, these guys have been blocking that counter and power a long time. And when they got a man for a man, a hat for a hat, Saquon Barkley, he's dangerous to the front side, but he's deadly out the back door.
And that's the one thing. Just kind of talking, because everyone's talking about this offensive line that the Eagles have, which it's a good offensive line, but everyone's acting like this is the same offensive line from 2 years ago. Obviously, Juergens or Dickerson, whoever's playing center for them this week, it's not Jason Kelsey. And then Lane Johnson, 2 years ago, Lane Johnson is a lot different from the Lane Johnson that we're seeing right now. We saw Jared Verse ate his lunch money in that playoff game against the Rams. And if we have to line Chris Jones up out there, if you're lining up Carl Office out there, Amenahu, Verse is good. Verse is a rookie. These guys are veterans who've been there doing this for a little bit. Is that kind of like a misnomer that a lot of the media is playing up, this Eagles offensive line? Do you see a big difference, a big drop off from what we saw 2 years ago?
Well, I think what you're seeing against the Eagles, the time the defenses make them struggle is when they set the edge. And like you said, what used to happen is the Eagles have always prided themselves as having some of the biggest, tallest, long-armedest tackles in the league. And when they stretch and pull, they make you run to the sideline. And then they just start punching you. They take you further than you want to go. And they just kind of, kick you out the club type blocks. But now, because those guys are getting a little bit older, a little bit less mobile, they're starting to use the power and counter, and they're using the guards as pull. They use the younger guys to pull. They don't have Jason Kelsey, so you don't see him. Remember, he used to be one of the only centers in the league that could snap it and pull, get out on the edge. Well, they don't have that anymore. So, limited the mobility of the interior linemen. Now it's a GY, the guard, and now the offset tight end. Those guys are pulling together. And so it's just a different game, right? A different group of guys, but they've still been able to, isolate some one-on-ones. And like I said, the thing I'm seeing is most dangerous is that when you get a pull and when you get a counter, and that tells the linebacker, if I'm the weak side linebacker and I'm trying to go and get on the front side of the play, well, sometimes that backdoor gap is not taken completely. And the one thing Saquon Barkley does better than anyone else in the league, yes, he's explosive. Yeah, he's a hard guy to bring down. He has great vision. And when he sees you leave that back door open, he will hit that thing 100 miles and running. And by the time he gets to the safety or corner, those guys are taking awful angles because he's coming out the back door. That's not way you're not expecting a running back on a counter play this way to hit us coming back in the back door. And so sometimes that's just catching the secondary and linebackers. This is catching them off guard because that's not where the play is supposed to hit. But he's such a dynamic running back, and he picks and chooses when to hit it. And when you leave that back door open, man, I tell you, those long 75, 80-yard runs at the beginning of the games, at the end of games, it usually comes because somebody has overran a gap, or late in the game, you start anticipating the counters and the pulls, and now you're trying to cheat it. You want to make a tackle for loss. You shoot a front side gap, and he doesn't even make it to the front side. He hits that midline and cuts out back door, and it's Katie bar the gates. It's out of here.
Yeah, 88 out the gate. Do you worry about the run game? I know the stat that Spags has never allowed a 100-yard rusher in his tenure as the Chiefs DC in the playoffs. And then this year we haven't allowed 100 yards from a running back at all this year. Lamar had it, but no running backs done it. But given all that, how good we did against the run during the season, playoffs, that's where I kind of Bills. I don't know what they're doing over there. They need to give James Cook the ball like 20 times a game, 25 times a game. They for some reason they sub him out every other play. I don't get it. But between Mixon, what they did that second half, kind of going to the run game a little bit, and then what the Bills did with Cook. Do you worry at all? Like, is that something that's concerning to you? The run game, stopping the run.
It just seems to me that the way the Chiefs are playing defense, historically, what they've done in the playoffs, and like you said, throughout the season, it makes offensive coordinators hesitate to be consistent on sticking with the run. It's like when you're banging your head against the wall over and over again, and you're not seeing any. It's no weaknesses. You're not creating no cracks. Usually the running game, you're banging against the wall and you see some cracks. You see some instability. There's some signs that it's gonna break. A big one is coming. Usually with the Chiefs defense, you'll see a run go for 7 yards. You might see a couple runs go for 11 or 10. You just don't see the back breaking lack of discipline. You don't see a guy that gets totally fooled. He's just out of position where it makes you think, all right, let's come back to that later on in the game. It's just it's just you're chipping away. And all the while on the other side, your defense is getting drug up and down the field between the 20s. I think from an OC, offensive coordinator position, a lot of times in the football game against the Chiefs, you get into the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. And when the game is tight, you start thinking to yourself, they're getting 15, 25, they're getting big plays, explosives in the fourth quarter, and we're settling for 5-yard runs over and over again. How long am I willing to stay with it? And I think in that fourth quarter, it's that it ain't no tomorrow. And so if you got some plays in your hat, if you got some plays, in the back of that playbook, and you've run these running plays over and over, and none of them have broke, I think most offensive coordinators, they just start turning the page. It's like, we got to find something that can go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. And usually in the ball game, that means taking the ball out the belly of the running back, putting it in the quarterback's hands, and now you're trying to go toe-to-toe with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And unfortunately, over the last 2 years, it always ends up in that last 3 or 4 minutes, a one-score game. Somebody's got to make a play. And when it comes down to Pat Mahomes versus your quarterback, it's usually Pat Mahomes that ends up making the plays necessary, whether that's running out the clock with 5 minutes left, whether it's the 13 seconds against the Buffalo Bills, whether it's the 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and now the defense had to come out and keep the Buffalo Bills from getting a field goal in the playoffs. Whatever the scenario is, it seems like the Chiefs' offense and defense have been prepared and built for that moment. And the other team is starting to grab for straws. They're searching for something. They don't know if they have it in them, and they're just trying some stuff. Well, we have a proven patent on it. We know how to win close games, one-score games over and over and over and over again. And then we have one of the best finishers in the history of football, not just currently, but in the history of football. We have one of the best finishers at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head right there. We the way the games are played, we kind of take the other teams out of their whole game plan. I mean, a good example of that is the AFC Championship game last year. With the Ravens, Gus Edwards has that 12-yard run in the first half of that game. I think he gets 2 more carries the rest of the game because they want to go kind of toe for toe with Pat and Lamar, and kind of a duel between the two guys, and it just takes them out of the game. The one thing that I find that I think could be utilized for them is the fact that Saquon, not only is he a badass running back, he's amazing. I mean, he can catch the ball in the backfield. I mean, he looks like a receiver out there. I mean, he had that one catch against Jacksonville this year. We caught the ball in the back of the end zone to skied for it. And I think that's one thing we've had issues with is covering the third down backs, like the Justice Hills of the world. Like those type of guys usually have good games against us, the kind of the pass catchers in the backfield. How do you see us kind of matching up against Goddard? Since he's come back from his injury, he's been their kind of their main, I believe their main target hog for them for the last five games. Hurst is going to him more than any other guy, and we've had troubles with guarding tight ends this year. How do you see us kind of matched up with Goddard and Saquon out of the backfield? So those have been kind of our Achilles heels on defensively, the tight ends and the running backs.
Yeah, to be honest, I can be blunt and honest about the game of football, and this is something that everybody should listen very clearly. There is no answers on defense. There is no perfect defense. There is no defense that can take away everything. You have to sacrifice something on the defense to take away one thing. So if I'm taking away Saquon Barkley, that means I'm taking a defender out of the coverage aspect, and maybe I'm going man-to-man against Goddard, man-to-man against Smith. Maybe I'm shading the safety over to A.J. Brown. But we're taking the run game out of it, but now we're a little bit more susceptible to a bootleg or, a TRC route, a little crossing route, a mesh concept. So eventually, you get into a flow of calling defense where your purpose on a certain down and distance is to take away one thing and not give up a touchdown. I'm taking something away. If they run that, we got them. But anything else, if they complete the ball and run, they're going to get 5 or 6 yards. And you just got to live through those downs. You got to live through those downs because you're educating yourself during the first half of how is the offensive coordinator calling the game. Is he calling it close to the vest? Is he calling a bunch of a second level deep ball shots? 1st and 10 is a big play, or is it running the ball every 1st and 10 to try to keep it in 2nd and 3rd and short? Once you get a feel of what they're doing, and you kind of confirm some of the things you saw on film, that's when you start bringing out the exotics. That's when you start bringing out the unique pressure packages that beat the blocking scheme. You can't do that at the beginning of the game because you're not 100% sure that what you saw on film is actually what they're planning on doing against you. So you gotta, the first 15 or so plays, you kind of got to play your shell, a little bend don't break, let them run some stuff. Just you don't want to give up like the Redskins. You don't want to give up what the Commanders did, like first carry out the gate kind of thing. That's because you didn't learn anything. You just gave up a touchdown for 80-some yards, and you learned nothing about the game plan because it was one touch, one score. So you want them to snap the ball over and over again. You want to kind of keep them kind of showing their hand about the concepts that they're planning on running this ball game. And then when you have an opportunity, some teams, it takes halftime. It takes a halftime for them to get in to make sure all 3 levels on the same page, the communication's right before they make their adjustments. The one thing we've seen from the Chiefs, after that first quarter, after that first 10 or 15 plays, we've seen those Chiefs defenders be able to make adjustments on the fly. They've been able to kind of tighten up some things, tighten up some screws about, before the second quarter, so they can end up the second quarter strong, make sure they get the ball back for the offense, especially when they know they're getting the ball coming out of, second half, so they can do that double dip, right? Put the ball in Pat Mahomes' hands for the last 2 minutes, set up with a field goal or a score, and then come back out of the locker room and get the ball right back. And understanding that is the method, the madness under it. Nobody loses, they don't go crazy on each other. They don't lose control when something bad happens or there's a misassign, something in the first 15 or 20 plays, because they all realize, hey man, this is just we jabbing, man. This is a heavyweight boxing match, and we just jabbing to figure out what the length and the reach is, and then we're gonna go to that body. We're gonna go to that body, hit you with that body blow a couple times, just to set you up for that fourth quarter, come into the headshot to knock you out. So it's a plan that they've been using, pretty much all year long. First, number 1, stop the run. Number 2, get after the quarterback, right? Get after the quarterback, but you have to have a plan of getting after the quarterback. That's not just zero blitzing, overload blitzing. No, you have to study the film and understand the blocking schemes and what down and distance they're using. A6, A7. Are they doing max protection? Are they doing slide left, slide? You got to understand what scenarios they're coming at with, and then get after that quarterback. And then third, last but not least, eliminate the explosive plays. You can't give up 20-yard gains and 30, a bunch of explosives. That just undermines the whole philosophy of what you're trying to do on the defensive side of the ball. So just great defense, man. Trusting one another. The level of communication throughout the second half of the season has been phenomenal. They've had some young guys in there learning. Nazi, Connor's been, the third safety. Those guys been getting some really good reps. FAU's, got in there a few games and got his feet a little wet. Yeah, man, and having the guys come back and having some guys be reintegrated to this defense. I mean, right now everybody's healthy, so you're gonna get there. You're gonna get the full money when it comes to the Chiefs defense on defense, especially, and then on offense everybody's healthy too also. So I mean, I don't know how far back Andy Reid and Matt Nagy are gonna go in the playbook. I know they've gone back to the 1945 Rose Bowl a few times. They've gone to the double tight end diamond formation. I don't know where they got that from. Air Force, Navy, one of the armed forces or something like that. So I don't know, man. It's an exciting brand of football. It keeps you on your toes. It makes the other team really prepare for a bunch of different what coulda, shoulda, might happen, instead of really just focusing on the last 2 minutes of the half, the opening drive of the third quarter, and then how are you going to finish the last 3 minutes of the game? That's what it's going to come down to, no matter what the score is at the halftime or at any point in the game. Those are the three most important segments of the game.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. You guys are lucky. You guys getting the keys of victory from JD and Shawn Barber tonight. You guys. I don't know if you have to go.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. I think Jay should be joining us shortly. But I did want to ask, going to obviously our defense, but look at the Philadelphia's defense. I read that they're all going to play this weekend. They're all going through an illness right now, a flu of some sort, but apparently they're all going to play.
Listen, don't give me that illness stuff. That's smoke and mirrors. I don't take none of that. Listen, you ain't gonna get me to let up a bit. I'm gonna start the game punching you in the mouth. I don't care if you were sick. I don't care if you had the flu. I don't care if you lost. I don't care what you're going through. That first snap, you getting 110% of this right into the face. I'm coming right through that jaw. That's the way you gotta play football, man. When it's time to kick off and it's time to get dirty, man. It's time to. This is it. This is it. So defensively, you think you're gonna get any sympathy from me that you dehydrate, bro? I hope it's hot in that dome. I hope that Caesar Superdome is smoking. I hope it's 100 degrees. I hope everybody over there is dehydrated. I hope we run you from sideline to sideline, jet sweep. Whatever you got to do to take advantage, man. This is it. This is. It ain't no tomorrow for anybody. Win, lose, or draw. Ain't no tomorrow. This is time to put all your chips in. Show me your hand. Either you got enough cards to win or not. So I ain't hearing nothing about no sickness, no illness, no nothing. I ain't even. I told my son. I texted him. It's time tonight to round up and circle the wagons. Don't worry about nothing going on outside of the team hotel. There's gonna be Philadelphia fans pulling alarms, honking horns, running through hallways, trying to get on certain floors, trying to all that kind of stuff goes on because that's what they do. That's how Philadelphia fans do. They just want to give their team whatever edge they can. So it's time to just circle the wagons, get your rest, be ready to go. Last minute study. Let's get that last bit of walkthroughs in, and then on Sunday, man, be ready to just. Man, let's let it all hang out, bro. I am super excited about this opportunity because we just saw a great game a few years ago from these two teams, and it came down to, it came down to a Jalen Hurts fumble that went back for a score, and then a big kick, a big punt return. I think those two plays. Without those two plays, I don't really know who would have won that game. I think that game would have still came down to a field goal attempt, but it might have been. It might have been the team in green kicking that field goal instead of the sea of red. So that was a big turnover and a big moment of the game. And then, like you said, like I said, that big kick return was something. It was, it was some special moments in that game. And so, hey man, big time players make big time plays and big time games.
Was that Tony's punt return, and then Sky Moore's his touchdown catch shortly thereafter.
Oh,
that
yeah, Tom and Jerry, little Tom and Jerry, right?
Yeah.
Little Tom and Jerry.
I think JD's ready. JD, are you ready? Okay. All right, so JD is ready for the dungeon, guys. I hope everybody enjoys the dungeon. Sean,
Hey, I'm going to sign off, man. JD, you got to take it home, brother. Hey, I know you got some great keys, some wisdom, some knowledge, some nuggets. Man, JD has been doing this thing for years, bro. Y'all listen to JD and listen. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in the Randy Savage. When he starts to move, you got to listen to the words. Listen to the words that are coming out of his mouth. It's some wisdom. If you ain't got your pencil and paper, go grab it real quick. Take some notes. The man is dropping some golden nuggets, and you a fool if you ain't listening to my man Jason Dunn when they talk to his keys of victory. Let's go, JD.
Sean, it was a pleasure talking shop with you, buddy. Well, obviously, we're going to have you on throughout the offseason and whatnot. Do you have? Are you going to be continuing the process throughout the offseason as well?
So I'm gonna take a break, man. I gotta take a little holiday, a little siesta. 1, 2, 3 Cabo. And then I'll get back once we get back into, I'm gonna start a little earlier this year because I definitely want to get involved in the combine. I'm gonna be at the combine in Indy, so I'm gonna have my eyes on some Shador. Yeah,
there you go.
I'm gonna have my eyes on Shador and Cam Ward. I'll give you my own breakdown of who should be the number 1 quarterback, number 1 defensive back, number 1 wide receiver. Obviously, I lean heavy on the defensive side. I watch the DBs and the linebackers and D-line a little bit more than I do the offense, but I create my own draft sheet, my own spreadsheet. I rank them, and I get busy. I love that combine. I love the draft.
I know you know your stuff. Whenever we have you on during draft season, you always come prepared with it with all that stuff. But yeah, we love. I mean, if you're going to be at the combine, maybe we can do a show where we can have you from the combine. You can tell us about what you're seeing over there. So,
Perfect.
Awesome, man. Well, again, appreciate you coming on here to preview JD's keys to victory.
Yes, sir.
Love you, buddy. And let's get this 3P, baby.
Let's get that dub 3P, baby.
All right, guys. So here's JD and his keys to victory, the last keys to victory of the 2024 season. Enjoy, everybody.
Still got the
You'll never find another like me. I'm the last of my kind. I'm the last of my kind.
Good evening. I've been, kind of stewing a little bit as far as what this conversation is going to be. And first off, I want to acknowledge my brother that's there, Shawn Barber. I love you, 5'9". I know you're going to bring the heat. There's no question about it. I love you for it. We was out there playing side by side on the battlefield with one another. We know what this thing means. If you had a chance to see that last picture, and so also somebody else I want to acknowledge on that too. It's one of our guys that we played with out there, the name of Jared Allen, who just got inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame up in Canton. He's one of those guys that you knew was going to be great. He came out every single day, every single play, and he gave it his all. So first off, just want to tell him congratulations for getting into the Hall of Fame. That's a hell of an accomplishment. You know, and I think it really goes into some of what football means. You know, not just, you know, to guys like me and Sean and, of course, Jared I was talking about, but the totality of what this team embodies. These guys come out and they give it a all. All they've done over these past few months, all they've done in putting in the time and the effort, the perseverance, you know, all the hate of what they had to endure all season, trying to start a narrative of, you know, the refs are helping them out. And this is what the script has been written for the Kansas City Chiefs, for them to win. And what I love about it more so than anything else, and what I've seen them do, in the face of all this dismissiveness and disrespect, will stand there with a head up high, chin out, and telling them to give us the business. Because they are unbothered. They are unbothered by your hate. They are unbothered by your disrespect. They are unbothered by your doubt. They are unbothered by your boos. They could care less. They don't give a damn. All they've been thinking about is this three-peat. In their mind and their bubble, all they've been talking about is this three-peat. I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna close talk you a little bit right here. I'm gonna tap you right here in your chest. All right? See, because sometimes this is what we had to do when we in here in the battle. When we in here in the war room, when we talking. See, I understand my boy Shop understands about this. See, what you do is you look a man in his eye, man to man, and you see what he's all about, what he's willing to give in for something greater than yourself. See, this ain't about individual accolades. This ain't about MVP races. It ain't about that type of hardware, who won it, who's getting it, who won Coach of the Year. None of that matters. All that matters with them guys in that room right now is a three-peat. Because once you accomplish that, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody. And everybody want to talk about, oh, well, the Chiefs done had help and stuff like that. Don't you ever let nobody disrespect your team. And don't you ever let somebody take away something that you'd earned. The Chiefs have earned this. We know that. So to hell with everybody else. To hell with them. We know what this thing is. Now, we're going to talk about some of these keys to victory. And all I've been seeing out here is all these daggone pundits sitting over there tee-heeing and laughing and talking behind their hand and bull like that. Or flip-flopping. The Chiefs going to win? No, the Eagles going to win? Oh, to hell with that. See, if you're going to be over there and you unsure yourself about where you're going to be, stay on that side over there. How about that? Go ahead, cross your legs up, sit on the sideline, and let the real boys handle it. These boys are down there for business. They're down there for business. Now, let's talk about some of these keys to victory, okay? We're going to start with this on offense. We ain't gonna talk about how we got the greatest coach in the NFL. We already know that we got the best quarterback in the NFL, got the greatest tight end in the NFL. We know we got the best defensive coordinator in the NFL, the best defensive tackle in the NFL, one of the best corners in the NFL, one of the best linebackers in the NFL, one of the best receivers in the NFL, the best running backs. We got it all. And everybody keeps bringing up what the Eagles got. Now, me, I started in Philadelphia, okay? And I have had people ask me all time again, who you going for? Who you going for? And look, I like Philly. I love the city. I love the people. They're a hard bunch up there. You know, they get their reputation, honestly, they do. But if you need to ask me that question, who am I going for? And I'm sitting over here in your face, and I got all this KC paraphernalia on, and I'm sitting over here looking at you in your eye, and you see this logo right here. You ask me that question, you done lost your rabbit ass mind to know who I got. You know, it's written all over your face. It's on my face, what it is. You know where I'm at. Let me get to these keys of victory. I'm sorry. Let me get to them. Now, number one, key to victory. We must strike fast and early. We must strike fast and early. What does that mean? That means go up top immediately. PM15, throw it away, toss it. Put it up top. That's what you do. Try out that defense, right? They talk, the corners are good, the safeties, oh my gosh, they got incredible pass rush, stuff like that. We going deep. First play of the game. That's what we're doing. We're going to test you. We're going to see where you're at. Let's go straight to the jugular, straight to the heart. And that means we're going to do it early because you got to be ninjas. Well, what does that mean, being a ninja? You know, it's customary that we know what ninjas are, okay? They are quiet and they deadly. Our team has been quiet. They talk to the media and whatnot, but they don't have to get out here and massage themselves. They don't have to do that. All they said, all this talking is over. It's done with. Quick and early, what it has to be. Number two thing we have to do, okay? Get Kareem Hunt going early. He must have at least 15 touches. At least 15 touches. I love Pacheco. Get Pacheco going early. Give him the rock. Get 10, get up through. But our guy, the one we've been talking about, the one that was on the side of the road talking to the policeman asking about it. This is one of the lowest points in his life. He wants his brothers out there winning championships without him. You didn't think it affected him? He knew if he had one more opportunity, one more chance to get on this team, he was going to show what it was all about. Guess what? 8 of those guys pulled him back in. Hell yeah, get Kareem Hunt. Get him going early. At least 15 touches. Let him have it. You see what he's going to do. He's going to put it all on the line for him. All on the line. Number 3 thing we have to understand, Travis Kelce. Need I say more? Need I say more? 8-7 is dominant, especially in times like this. This right here, this is where he makes his money. This is what everybody knows him for. When moments come up, when you need a play out of him, get it to 87. PM15 knows that. 87 knows that. And guess what? Taylor Swift, she knows it too. So she's going to be up there cheering and all that for a boo, as she should. As she should. And I want to see 87 get busy. Have a game at 87. Have a game. Number 4 thing we got to do. Another guy that we got. D-Hop is worthy. Let's juju to the beatdown in Hollywood. Little something I just put together. Little something I put together. All they've been doing is talking to D-Hop. D-Hop felt they left me behind. I felt like I'd been thrown away. Now he has the opportunity playing the biggest game of his life. And he's grateful. He's grateful that the Chiefs didn't feel like he was trash. They understood the talent that he had. And they went and plucked him up out of Tennessee. And they said, you don't deserve how they've been treating you. Come to a championship team. That's what we got, D-Hop. And we got the young fellow who's been watching him, Xavier Worthy. That's what it's got to be. 1-2 punch with them, come back, Juju. And guess what? When I say go up top, I mean all the way to Hollywood. That's what I'm talking about. Air it out, 15. Give it to Hollywood. See what he going to do with it. Number 5 thing we have to do. Keys to victory on offense. Hey, we got to protect that football. Protect it. This right here, I always talk about it. This is our lifeline. This is our lifeline right here. We got to protect this thing right here. We do this, we're going to be fine. And we have to be 70% in the red zone. Let me get that right here so y'all can see this, okay? There we go. 70% of the red zone trips. That's all. I said this. Look, we got the best kicker in football. Best kicker. When he comes out trotting, you know it's going to be good. But daggone it, I don't want to see Buckner out there a lot on Sunday. Only when necessary. We going for jugglers. We going for blood. That's what it's got to be. So that's the ones on offense. Keys to victory on offense. Let's go to the defensive side of the football. I'll tell you what, man. All I've been seeing, disrespect and all that. Well, you know, the Eagles is fly, Eagles fly. Hey, man, like I said, we got a lot of respect for the Eagles. Got a lot of respect. I had to say it again. Cut my teeth up here. Love Philly. But they got to get the business on Sunday. Sorry for you. Got to cut those wings. Fly, Eagles fly. Hey, man. Hey, have a good game. We're going to put it on you. It is what it is. Somebody's got to be a winner. Somebody's got to be a loser. My boy Barbershop knows that. Shot played up there in Philly. He knows what it's all about. He knows what it's all about. Ain't nothing but love, man. Ain't nothing but love. We sit there and talk about it. I ain't got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love for you, Philly. But guess what? I had to take his L. It is what it is. Y'all are in the way of destiny. Sorry it had to been y'all. Sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. It is what it is. So here we go. Thing on defense. Shut down the machine. We know where it is. Shut down the machine. Who's the machine? Saquon Barkley. We know it. They know it. Everybody else knows it. We know when he comes in the game, they are giving him the football. If they make it down to the red zone, they're going to give it to him. 70% of the time, they're going to give the ball to him. We got to be aware of that. We got to know that. Okay? So we got to shut that machine down. We got to win it up front. That's how you do it. Shot, you understand how it is. You know you're supposed to get that D-line off of you. We got to make that defensive line run. Up front, we got to destroy that. Yeah, they don't know who's going to play center. It does not matter. I don't care who they pull out of there. It does not matter. Everybody gets to business. D-line, go to work. Go to work. Be physical. Number 2 thing. Just talked about that. What I say, hey, D-line. Gotta be, woo, dangerous. D-line gotta be dangerous. Dangerous. That's what it gotta be. Gotta be dangerous out there. And I'm talking about every offensive lineman, running back, anybody that you touch and you see, put your hands on them. Be dangerous. Live dangerously. Like Shaw said, this is it. There ain't no tomorrows. Ain't nothing else. This is it. We got to go to work. We got to make sure this shit happens. Okay? Got to be dangerous. Number 3, defense. Must eliminate the big play. Got to eliminate the big play. Must eliminate it. If Saquon Barkley starts to try to get his feet wet a little bit, try to move, try to hop over everybody, stuff like that, you take that joker, man, and you power drive it. That's what you do. I want Saquon Barkley. I want him to question why he left from New York, come down there to Philly. Just to get hit like he's gonna get hit on Sunday. That's what I want to see. Hey, Barkley to the blue tip. Legally, you don't have to kill it, don't hurt it. But let him look at that blue tip and say, can I go in here real quick, talk to y'all? Can I have a conversation real quick? Huh? Can I do that? Kellen Moore. Hey, Kellen Moore, don't run that play again. Don't run that play again. Why? Because Boat hit me so hard, I'm questioning why I'm still out here. That's what we're looking for. Number 4. That's what I love. Hey. Woo! Embrace the challenges. Embrace the challenges. And I heard Travis Kelce say it best. He said, lean in. That's what you want to do. You want to lean into it. Embrace the challenges. I don't care who it is. Hey, if there's something that's going wrong, it don't look right, lean into it. Embrace it. Okay, we fine, we good. Hey, don't matter what they do. It ain't about them, it's all about us. We over here for destiny. It's what this thing is. Difficulties come in. We know it happens in life. We know it happens in games. We know this happens. It's just part of it. Lean into it. Lean into it. We got the right team with that mentality. We know what that's all about. We've been leaning into it for years. Came out on top. This game is no different. No different. Number 5. Make them less than 50% in the red zone. That's what it is. Got to be less than 50% in the red zone. If they don't score, they can't win. If they don't score, they can't win. We always talked about, guess what? Defense wins championships. We got one of the best defenses out here. We know that. Nobody's talking enough about our defense. Nobody's talking enough about how much we have nothing but badasses on the front 7. On the back side, one of the best ever. Ball hawks all around the area. That's what they do. That's their job. We need to understand that. Make them less than 50% in the red zone. We said it before. They give it to Saquon Barkley. You make sure he earns everything he's trying to get. And you give it to him. You make that joker take his helmet off and head to the sideline. And tell him, they hitting out there. Hey, guys, they hitting out there. That's the message. So, this is what we're looking at. That's what it has to be. Make this right. You know, it's going to be a good game for us. Okay? It's going to be a great game. You got two teams deserving of the position that they in. They've worked hard to get to where they gotten to. And I like to commend the Philadelphia Eagles for making it this far. But this is where their journey ends for them. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. This is about history. This is history making, legacy making here. This thing was all about. These guys, they out there. They're putting in the work. They're putting in the effort. We know what it's all about. And if you haven't known, if you haven't been watching them, you haven't been listening to what they've been saying, there's one thing, the common theme that they believe. What is that? Coach Dunn, what is that they believe? Huh? What is that they believe? They play for each other. They want it for their next man. They want it for the guy who's been doubted, who's been on the side of the road, who didn't know what his future held. A guy that was almost done in the league, didn't think he had a chance and opportunity to get it. And all I've heard are the guys that have made it, have won championships over and over again. All they talk about is the guys that don't have one and they want it so bad for them. They're unselfish. That's character, man. That's what character's all about. You want it for everybody else. That's what our guys are. And I tell you what, if you have an issue and a problem with that, caring about everybody, where especially if they can't be an example, how we should be loving now in this world, in this country and everywhere else, then I don't know what the hell you're watching. Because you're not watching them, you're getting the wrong message. They're not pawns. They play for each other. That's what this thing is all about. So, the hay is in a barn. The crops have been harvested. We are pulling up the table so we can feast. We understand what's on the table. We understand what's for dinner on Sunday. And it's going to be bird. Put them on the dag spigot, turn them around, and barbecue them on up. That's what this thing is all about. I'm going to show you exactly what this means. Real quick, Marcus. This is what I love.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. Give them nothing, but take from them everything.
Give them nothing, but take from them everything. Y'all enjoy the game. It's going to be a good one. But you best believe the Chiefs are down there for business and blood. I'll see y'all in a minute.
And just like that, the last keys to victory of the season, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, took that all in. There's Teja joining us. So we've had a pretty action-packed show so far. So we went from Shawn Barber talking his keys to victory to JD doing his last, I think he called it the keys to victory, the blackout edition. It was pretty good. It was a really good one. Very intense, obviously, as they all are. But, I mean, he said it. I mean, we've been talking about it for 2 weeks now. But You got to stop Saquon Barkley. And you just got to do us on offense. You got to do what we've been doing, man, and that's feeding Kareem Hunt. So you stop their beast, and you feed the beast on our end. That's Kareem Hunt, a guy who's been through hell and back, man. And I think you do those things. You follow along the Jason Dunn 10-point plan, and you're going away with a three-peat. History, baby, history. But yeah, I mean, just another good work by JD, man. JD and I were talking. Adding the keys of victory to the show this year has been amazing. Just JD, we're going to implement more whiteboard work next season, probably throughout the off season as well. I think there's definitely ways we can do that. But yeah, JD and I really love this whole the keys to victory into the dungeon segment. So yeah, it's been a hell of a season, guys. It really has been. But yeah, this is great. A great way to end the season with JD's the season finale of Into the Dungeon with the keys to victory. Teja, what did you make of JD's keys to victory there? Anything stand out to you?
One question kept coming to my mind. It's just so much building up and riding on this to make history, right? So but there's two kinds of pressure for this. There's the team trying to make history and the team trying to stop history. It's who has more pressure there, really? Because nobody wants us to win except for Chief fans. So we're again the villain. We're again the team that people are picking against and people are counting out. So I think the team, obviously, you would think the team trying to make history has all the pressure, but I think the team that everyone is rooting for, that everyone's backing, might even have more. If you're the last line of defense, right? Don't you have all the pressure on you to stop that team from making history?
That's a good point. And also, too, this is also obviously a lot of change in the last 2 years, but this is 2 years in a row of you getting all the way to this point only to lose again to the same team.
That's true, too, because Chiefs, I mean, people can make arguments about oh, you got to win this game. We don't have to win anything. I'm not doing shit. I mean, yeah, sure, to make history and be the best team of all time, you got to win this. But this isn't like the first Super Bowl victory of Andy Reid getting the monkey off his back, right? This isn't the one. It's not like Mahomes is entering Peyton Manning area where he needs to win to become a winner. Mahomes is already a winner. Andy Reid's already a winner. Half the team are cementing themselves as Hall of Famers. So we don't really have to prove anything at this point other than we're the best team of all time. But no one's going to say, oh, you guys suck if you lose this. Eagles have to come away with something. This would be this would be 0-2. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, no, it really is. JD, was you, by the way, JD, way to end the season finale on the keys to victory with that one. That was superb.
Thank you. My dear brothers, Dash and Dash, Marcus and Teja. I just appreciate you guys, man, so much. But I you know me. I talk from the heart. I'm one of those, and when I'm coming out there, it's all business. And so I thought it was necessary to have this little conversation. I might have been long, so I apologize for that, for the keys, but I felt it in my bones, and so I had to give him what I was feeling.
It was great. It was great.
Genuine, man.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, man. I've said this the other day, and I'm like, I have been talking about this game ad nauseum. It's just been for the past 2 weeks, talking about what guys going to do, all these questions about what's happening, who's got this, who's got that. And I've seen the guys are just tired of the questions. They're tired of the media and sitting back and having to answer and, asking the silly stuff. These guys just want to play. That's all they want to do. And we got to the point now that there's no more talking. And nothing else needs to be said. So it's either we handle the business and take care of it and do what we set out to do, like Teja said, is this what the Eagles are feeling like? We need to go ahead and be the ones that disrupt this whole legacy. How does it feel to them?
The Kingslayer.
Yeah. I wonder if that's how they feeling. I wonder if the gravity to them is like, don't you be the team that it happens on. See, because realistically, it came to me that not only will the Chiefs go down in history, this game will be infamous with who you beat too. When you see, we talk about Tom Brady coming back, well, it's Atlanta Falcons. You always bring them up. Matty Ice, them giving up the lead. Okay? Same thing. Tom Brady getting beat by Eli Manning, the catch on the helmet. And that will always live in history. So when you talk about the Chiefs and them accomplishing something that's never been done before, the other conversation is, who did you beat? So.
Yeah, and it also goes back to what we were saying weeks ago with the Bills game, which seemed like forever ago, by the way. But there's a point where you lose to a certain team so many times, it all feels so familiar to you. And you look up at the scoreboard and the Chiefs are on the field, you got to kind of feel like a loser before the game's lost, right? Because it's association. You've been here before and you came up short. So Eagles have been here before and have come up short. So, got to see how the game plays out, and it plays out in such a way where they're I feel like with the Chiefs, teams will tend to think they have to just revert back to being the loser, because that's what you do when you play the Chiefs, you lose. So it's like a role teams have when they play the Chiefs. It's overcoming a lot. It's overcoming a psyche. It's overcoming history. It's overcoming patterns and habits. It's overcoming so much, because I think it's just easy to lose to them because everyone usually does. And especially in these games, right? It's like the regular season's one thing, but here is like, it's like home field for us in a weird way, even though it's neutral. We're so comfortable in the game that that's an automatic advantage to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all throughout the week, you could see that, and I'm not saying the Eagles players aren't loose, but you could see that, that Jimmy Kimmel skit last night, though, where Guillermo's asking all the Chiefs players all these questions and stuff. Everyone's so loose and just like looking like it's like another game kind of thing. Obviously, they're embracing the whole Super Bowl, the celebratory stuff of it, which is great. It's festivities, enjoy the week, right? But we look so loose. And Philadelphia, on the other hand, I think they only interviewed two of their guys, Jalen Hurts and Saquon. Jalen Hurts, not saying he's not loose by any means, but it looks more like I could see there's a little bit. I just see that we're coming in as another game for us. Obviously, it's more than that, right? We know that, but we just look like we're ready. We do this rodeo once a year, for us. Yeah. For them, it's like it's kind of like
a trip to the amusement park.
Yeah.
It's like a Disney trip. It's like a special thing. For us, it's like, this is work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is our job. For them, it's a weekend trip, taking it all in, looking around, all wide-eyed. And then we're like, all right, what time does it start? Or my shift starts in 10 minutes. Gotta kind of just get ready for this. You know what I mean? It's not, the novelty is worn off for us. That's kind of what I'm getting for. The novelty's gone. There's no this is the Super Bowl. Take it all in. This could be the last time we get here. It's like, no, man, we got to win this.
Yeah. It's we expected to be here. I don't think it's any other doubt. We weren't looking at anything else. I think other teams kind of, hey man, we got to put the right thing together, try to get there and have some, a little bit of luck, and we're trying to wheel ourselves there. I think the Chiefs, they knew where they was going to be at the very start of the season. They knew they was going to be in this position. And they went about it that way. Like John Clifford said, the norm. Because I always go back to and say the Chiefs standard becomes the standard.
Yeah.
That's the expectations. When guys get in, you immediately weave them into what you do in the culture, a winning mentality. And you heard D-Hop say it, man. It's different. The way they walk around here, how they speak, how they carry themselves, everybody's having a good time. But it's business and it's work. They expect to win. They expect to be champions. That's who they are. And I want to say this because I always kind of forget him in all of this mess. It's Sam J.P. Ryan. Sam J.P. Ryan's another guy who deserves it. I think Sam J.P. Ryan's going to be one of those guys. It's going to be one of the unsung heroes that shows up big in this game when you need him. When you need him to be. Like he did last game. He's somebody can give you something. And I see him out there with that full beard and, he's sitting there. He's ready, man. He's ready. Yeah. So I just want to give my flowers to Sam J.P. Ryan. Somebody said in there here, hell yes. Sam J, go off. Go off. So.
We talk about the guys who haven't had a ring yet. Yeah, that is another guy. I mean, he got close as heck to it, right? You got the Super Bowl and lost with the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's another guy that's Samaji, D-Hop, Kareem. Actually, who else am I forgetting?
Well, that's also the thing when you pick up guys that are hungry to win, right? Like they're more big, even though they haven't been here before. They still have that business mentality because it's like, dude, I've played in the league and I've been the swing and miss guy a long time. It's time this is my opportunity, right? Like, and you also I feel like you absorb the personality of your teammate too. So when you see he's relaxed and you see he's just, it's a game, you kind of inherit that and you take that on too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. This does feel like an eternity, by the way, Teja. It feels like that Bills game was 2 months ago. We've been waiting a long time for this game.
I also feel like it's like icing the kicker, too. I feel like for us, we just want to play. I feel like the longer you go against the team that's already more nervous, they get more nervous, right? They kind of you might even get tighter the longer it goes, right, before you actually play. Whereas for us, we kind of are already, we're just like, let's just play already, man. Let's just do it. Let's go,
Yeah. Hollywood is another guy. I know you're talking about guys. Hollywood's another one.
Yep.
Hollywood's another one. I see so much like when guys are kind of in this position, you can see like the loyalty and dedication they have after experiencing other organizations. And so I think that speaks volumes because once you get here in Kansas City, it's almost like you don't want to leave. You see everybody trying to clamor to get back.
Yeah.
Hey, you got, Tyreek down there trying to say everything he's trying to get back to Kansas City. He's showing videos of his boys when he was playing, right? They going to his locker. He's down like he was watching the video of him catching balls in Kansas City. He's trying to put it up real quick and, hey, Tyreek, you okay? Yeah. I kind of miss home.
The good old days.
The good old days. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's like an old girlfriend and that y'all not together again. You can smell the perfume.
It's the Wolverine meme.
Huh?
The Wolverine where he's looking at the picture on his bed. You know what I'm talking about, JD?
You don't know JD?
No.
Try to find that and put it on there.
Yeah.
You can smell the aroma of like I said, the perfume. Hear the giggles.
There's a meme generator website. But this is what it is.
Okay.
You ever seen that meme before, JD?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I didn't know what you wanted.
That's Tyreek right there. Watching old highlights.
Yeah.
Appreciate the love there, John Clifford. Thanks for a great year, CC. Yeah, we're appreciate it, brother. We're gonna keep coming at you all year long. It's what JD and I do, and Teja as well. We got a lot of things. We have the Monday and Wednesday shows, then obviously special occasions, draft, and then big signings, emergency pods. So we'll be coming at you again for another year. But yeah, it's been
I'm ready for draft
year.
season, baby.
Yeah, this guy's been doing mock drafts.
I've been doing them
like for 3 weeks.
Really?
I'm way ahead of the curve this year, JD. I got guys picked out who I want each round, so I'm ready, baby. I'm like the Chiefs, man. Let's get this game going.
Appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate
it, brother. Thank you so much. So, Tim Coughlin said the perfume and laughter spike. I'm after 40 years he misses her. Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes that's how it happens, Kev.
I'll tell you though, it does make things interesting. It makes things interesting with this whole Tyreek talking about Kansas City again. I will say we didn't get into it on the show this past week, JD, but Kelsey said 3 more years he wants to play. But Nick Wright thinks that if the Chiefs win on Sunday, he thinks that Kelsey probably will retire. And he thinks by saying 3 more years, it takes away that potential distraction of, Kelsey says he's retiring after this game. Mm-hmm. He thinks that it could potentially be this is his last game if he wins. And so let's say that I'm curious what you think about that. On top of that, you got Tyreek saying he wants to, he's missing the Chiefs. He says he thinks about not leaving the team. He says Patrick Mahomes is one of one. He's in a different level. Do you think there could be a possibility where if Kelsey does hang up the cleats, he retires, then they go back and they bring back a little reunion action where Kelsey goes, they bring back Tyreek to come back? I mean, that could be something in the works. I don't know if each always thinking 10 steps ahead of everybody, but could that be something that you could see realistically happen with all the reunions we've had this past year?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't think so. I kind of feel that way also. So I've had that thought before. Just for the simple fact that this puts him in an echelon of something that's never been done before. And you don't really have to go for a 4th one. 3 is hard enough, right? I mean, that's why they said in history. I think he has a lot of things in the works that he could do. So I don't know, but I'm not going to say that in the back of my head. Is that a possibility? Sure. Yeah, saying 3 years. Yeah, try to keep him off from that being a topic. So
I feel like he could say other things besides giving an exact number if he wants to be vague and get it off his back. I mean, these guys have planned responses for all these things.
Yeah, but by saying 3 years, it takes away any type of distraction. They can't pull from anything there. 3 years. Oh, okay. We're not going to ask a follow-up question on that. 3 years, that's it.
Yeah, but he can just be cliche and just be like, I'm not even thinking about that right now, man. I'm thinking about the game on Sunday, and that's all,
At least the two open by saying like, oh yeah, you hey man, I'm not even thinking about that. Like, you done thought about it. That'd be a lie to think that you haven't thought about it.
I know. I feel like things move so fast with Super Bowl media, though. They're asking a million questions a minute, right? I don't think they would. I don't think they'd stick on that.
But the next day, though, Travis Kelce didn't answer the question there. He said before that he's going to play till the wheels fall off. But when they asked him directly, he said, "I'm not even thinking about that."
Okay, you can say I have no plans for retirement. The same thing Reed said a couple years ago when they asked him a million times. I got no plans. I don't know where that came from. That's it.
Yeah, the thing is, I think Andy actually means that he's not retiring anytime soon. I think Kelsey does think he's going to retire soon.
I mean,
you think Kelsey would leave on a three? Let's say we win. You can make a case either way. If we lose, it's like, well, I don't want to leave on a loss. If we win, it's like we're going to leave 3 in a row. What if you go for 4? You can't leave now.
Yeah, I think that's where he's weighing. Look, I know. Look, we're kind of, but do you weigh in the fact of if you do win, you win on a high note, right? If you lose and say, okay, I could give one more because we didn't win it. Or, who's to say if you lose, you might say, hey, you know what? I gave everything there. I think he's had this conversation with his brother that he trusts the most about how he feels about it, what his life has been like, not being in a locker room, what it means to him. And he got to find himself, is he actually ready to make that transition? Is he actually ready? See, because I think one of the worst things you could possibly do as a player is you feel like you're ready, you say that you're ready, and all of a sudden you take that move and it's like, oh man, I had one more that I wanted to give him. And, it's like a band who wanted to give that last song and daggone, I had one more performance. So
the Vince Carter meme, I have one more left in me. That one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was Nick Wright's kind of his theory on it, but I think 3 years. I mean, I agree with you, Teja. I think 3 more years. I think he will at least play 1 or 2 more years, regardless if we win or lose on Sunday. But I think the whole Tyreek Hill element to it is becoming more real as we approach the offseason, talking on talk shows about because before it was like JD said, he's putting Snapchat pictures of him catching balls, videos.
Still about money though with him. Nothing's changed. Is he going to forfeit money to come here? Because we can't take on that contract. The times change, man. Those guys we drafted with the draft picks that we trade you with, they're really good, and we need to sign them too. So, it's a good problem to have, but you want to come back, man, you lost some leverage now. You got to take a little discount.
Yeah.
Well, now we know you need us more than we need you. Time has told us that. So with that comes I'm going to need a little price on the house.
Yeah.
Well, well, that's the thing. Can he put his money where his mouth is? Because he's saying all these things right now, how winning matters so much, and he hates seeing these guys win without him. Then at that point, it's like, okay, well, there you go. Eat some of the money then and come back home if that is what you want to do.
Didn't he? But he even said that, before all that was happening, he said he didn't really want to break the bank. He said he was willing to take a nice little deal to stay there. Yeah. And I think the money, was a little bit too enticing. The big bag he's seen, he's like, dang God, it's right there in front of me. Drew, what do I do? Drew's like, take the money. Take it. If you're a good of a player like you say you are, you'll go down there and have Tua become a champion. And he believed it because he's that hell of a player. He's just that good. But it didn't work out.
He is really good. He's not good enough to carry a team to the Super Bowl, though. I think he thought for a moment, I think he believed for even a split moment there that a good chunk of the Chiefs' success hinges on number 10. And I think he realized it doesn't. I think he's realized that. That's the humbling moment for him. It's like, not only did it not depend on me there, I don't control that in this new place that I went to.
Well, and that's the point is he realizes he don't have a 15th on the ball to him, actually.
Yeah.
I don't have that guy. I need that guy to get the balls. Tyreek's down there somewhere. I need that guy to throw the ball to me.
Yeah.
And look, and we know, look, nothing against Tua, but Tua is just not Patrick Mahomes. And it's been unfortunate he's gotten hurt and all those. Even if he didn't get hurt, he still wouldn't be Patrick Mahomes on his best day. Tua will tell you that. I know he'll say, "Hey, man, I think I'm as good as Patrick Mahomes." Okay, that's fine. You can think whatever it is, but Tua, let's live in reality, brother. Okay, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the business. So,
also, dare I say, even if he said, "Okay, how about I take half of what you guys offered?" Is that even? I mean, do we allocate those funds to that with what we got right now in our stable? I don't even know if that's even worth it at this point.
Well,
do we need a $15 to $20 million receiver? I don't think we do.
Well, okay, so no, I don't. Yeah, maybe not. Depends on who you keep.
You got Rice, and then you got a bargain guy every year. Once a year, we get a bargain receiver.
Yeah, I'm saying is that what you do? Is this the last year for all the other guys and saying, hey, look, if we're going to go all in, then have Tyreek be the other guy. I don't know, man. That's a lot of conversation. Sure.
we have all offseason for
Offseason,
that.
that kind of stuff.
I know it, man. Yeah, God. You know what I'm saying? I already getting in the weeds. Like, man, what we doing? What we doing? We're talking about daggone Tyreek. Tyreek sitting on the beach watching these guys.
Yeah. That's true. But
He watching like we are.
Yeah, that's right.
You're good, man. You're good. Yeah, we have all offseason for those kind of conversations, and those are always fun. Predicting the headlines of the offseason. But all right, let's get to it. It's time, guys, to make some money for the last game of the season. JD, I'm liking my bets. I saw Teja's bets. I like what he's got cooking. I think we're gonna end the season a 3-peat and a perfect 10 for 10. That's my prediction today. 10 for 10 and a 3-peat.
I mean, we could have. These are the ones I wanted to talk about, but I mean, there are so many. There are so many decent bets, and maybe because it's the Super Bowl, and I'm like psyched about a lot of these, and everyone's really, really, really analyzing these to like a high degree. But there's a lot of bets that I like. Yeah, well, you've had 2 weeks of study and game plan for it, but this is the AFC Championship game. Teja and I both went 3 for 5, 6 to 10 total, 60%, not bad. What got me was Kelsey's catches and Kincaid's 25 yards. And you know what? Kincaid catches that ball at the end of that game. I still don't think he gets the 25 yards. So I would have gone 4 for 5 anyway. Well, actually, no, that's the 3 for 5. And then, Teja, you missed on Kincaid as well and the total points. The game ended up being higher than that. So, yeah. But all the other ones look pretty good. So, all right, Tej, you ready to dive in here, buddy, with your last same game parlay of the 2024 season? Let's do it. Okay. Connor tackles and assisted tackles over 4.5. He's hit this in 7 out of 9 games. I expect him to be on the field a lot and all over the field a lot, hovering in the box to help stop Barkley. Hitting up the flats on Gainwell catches, hitting up little quick bubble screens, spying out Hurts a little bit. I think he'll be everywhere. I think 4.5's that's the real line. I think that's really low. I mean, he's hit this in 7 out of 9. And I believe he's our leading tackler in the playoffs. I think it's a slam dunk. Hopkins, 2 catches. So I know it's been rough sledding in the playoffs. I feel like if Hopkins is going to have a I'm about to retire game, it'll be this one. I think he's going to put it all out there. And before the playoffs started, he hit 2 catches in all 10 games that he played with the Chiefs. So trends and patterns are there. Just playoffs, it hasn't been. But I feel like it's a mini reset button for the playoffs. Speaking of mini reset button, Pacheco 6 rushing attempts. So I'm not counting the playoffs where he had 5 carries in each game. Pacheco hit this in all 7 regular season games this year. I think we see the best of Pacheco. We'll see in the playoffs. I feel like he'll have his legs under him. I feel like, again, he needed a little reset button, kind of just chill out, play his game, hit his lanes, get the timing down again. I can agree. I think we can all agree he didn't look great in either playoff game. But even in those games, he had 5 carries each. So if he looks like 80% of what he used to look like, I think he'll get 8 to 10 carries in this game. Hurts 25 yards receiving, rushing. He's hit this in 16 out of 18 games this season. I think we see a lot of RPOs. I think we see him keep a lot of those RPOs because he knows we're going to be hot to stop Barkley. And just similar to the Bills game plan, I think they're going to try to hold the ball a lot, keep the ball away from us, get first downs, kill the clock, and move the chains. Goddard, 4 catches. So he's hit this in 6 out of 7 games, and we are not great against tight ends this year. I think he's become Hurts's safety net as of late, and I think he'll hit 4 catches pretty easily. 25 to win at 275.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I like it. Going to 275 for $25 bet. Hoptown over 1.5 catches. I agree with you. I think he's one of the guys we got to get the football to. If they're keying on Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. Hop's going to have at least 2 catches this game, at least. If anybody wants to try to feed the ball to him, I think for like forcing the ball, Patrick's going to look toward Travis Kelce first, D-Hop second. That's going to be his outlet for those 2 guys. Xavier Worthy, quick little throws, maybe, hitch or a quick screen or something of that nature, maybe going up top. But as far as like possession receivers, I think he's going to go for D-Hop and Trav for sure. Number 2, Goddard 4+ catches. I agree with you. I think Goddard's going to be the guy that's going to get the ball. I said, man, go on, let him get his 5 for 45. Okay, let's just make sure none of those are in beyond the goal line. No touchdowns, anything like that. In the field, fine. Get your little groove on if you want to. Got it. Hurts 25+ rushing yards. I think this is kind of somewhat of a question to me. That's the only thing that kind of jumped out. So what it says Hurts, because I know he was hurt a little bit. I know his knee, but he had a good little rush. Commanders' defense ain't like ours, and I don't see him getting 25 yards. I think he'll hand it more to Barkley on the RPOs and trying to get slants. Goddard, Devontae Smith. He'll run when it's necessary, when he needs to. I do believe because of our defense, what we're trying to do against them, that he may not see enough lanes to run open. The tush push, he'll probably get into about 2 of those things.
Only 2 tush pushes all game?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, after a while, you get into it. It might be 3rd and 2 or something. I mean, give it to Barkley.
A lot like the Allen thing, though. I think on third and short, they might do it. 4th and short, they're going to go for a lot of 4th downs, too, in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And all he really needs is one. Yeah, I'm not going to sell you on it.
Well, I just threw out the number. But, tush push, you're only going to get 1 yard. That might just be some of his carries, 1 or 2. So if he's doing that, 25 rushing yards, question on it. That's the question. Pacheco, 6+ carries. I think it depends on how it looks. I think Kareem Hunt's going to get the lion's share of the carries more so than anything else. Can I see Pacheco getting 6? If the running game is working, sure. Absolutely. But if it's something like he's getting stuffed, we know we've seen that before. We've seen how it's worked. But I don't think it's a bad bet. I think Pacheco is ready to roll. And we've been looking for that, for him to be patient. Maybe this is the game they're going to trust him to do that. Connor over 4.5 tackles and assists. It's a very interesting bet. I've never seen that bet before. So I'm gonna say yes. Connor's like the guy that we bring in to be that guy in the box. I think we're gonna utilize him a lot, probably to come down, maybe for Saquon, because he gives you the element if you need to. If you're not running the football, then if the RPO is working, he could be there, somebody in coverage. Or he could come off that edge. He has a lot of versatility. So I think I like that. That's a good bet. $25 to $275. Not bad.
There's another interesting one, too, related to Pacheco, because he's gotten a lot of first quarter carries. They want to see how he looks early on. I think it's like over like 5.5 yards in the first quarter for him, even money or something like that.
Who's that?
Pacheco.
Oh, okay.
Which I like too, because all he needs is to, just have one nice carry, and he gets that in the first quarter. And he has been getting most of his carries have come in the first quarter. He just hasn't looked good. So they're like, all right, bye.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah, not bad. The defensive one, I think that's one of maybe 2 defensive bets we've had all season. I don't think we've done many of the defensive bets this year.
No, we haven't.
Yeah. I know people in our chat. I know Mike Brand put put some money on on McDuffie getting an interception every week. So there you go. All right. So now my bet here. So let's begin. So first, Chiefs money line. So for all you guys in the chat, ML's money lines, that's just straight up. So Chiefs money line here. in Patrick Mahomes' 12 dome games. Patrick Mahomes is 12-0 in dome games, so he's looking to go 13-0 on Sunday in the dome. So obviously 12-0 in the dome, 3-1 in Super Bowls. I think Chiefs money line and straight up here is a pretty safe bet here. I think our team three-peats, so there you go. If you think the Chiefs are going to three-peat, you take this bet. Next, Dallas Goedert, 40 receiving yards. Since he returned from his injury, he's exceeded 40 yards in every game, which would be his last 4 games. He's also been Hurts' most targeted pass catcher in the playoffs so far. And I looked it up. So we remember our bet we had all season that we let cash. It was the 25 yards for tight ends. This, I went 40 yards, a little bit more because you aren't getting any value for 25 yards to Dallas Goedert, but 40 yards you are. Chiefs have given up 40 yards to 13 of the 19 tight ends we've faced this year. So still pretty high clip there. 13 of 19 tight ends getting 40 yards against us per game this year. Next one, Saquon Barkley under 112.5 rushing yards. Chiefs have not allowed at 100 yards to a running back all year, and Spags has never allowed 100 yards to a running back in the playoffs during his Chiefs tenure. I think they're going to try to give him the ball. I think you can get his 20 carries at a pretty good number for Saquon. I just don't think he's going to have over 112 yards rushing. I think a lot of people are chomping at the bit to take Saquon's number. I believe it started out at like 110 and I went up to 114.5. It's now come down to 112.5. But I just don't think Saquon's going to have over 100 yards rushing this week. I just think that's going to be our game plan. You stop Saquon, you make Jalen Hurts throw. And we talked about it this week and last week. You make Jalen Hurts throw, you shut down Saquon, make him one-dimensional. I know easier said than done, but I just think that's going to be all our efforts going to that. It kind of like last year when we shut down CMC. CMC had 22 carries in that game for 80 yards. I think you're going to see a very similar kind of game this week against Saquon. Next one, DeAndre Hopkins, 15 receiving yards. Well, I mean, look, not a lot of numbers to go into this one. We have not seen a lot from D-Hop since mid-December. I've just like JD said this week, we haven't seen a lot of D-Hop during this playoffs because we're going to see a lot of him on Sunday. And I think that is what's going to happen. I think D-Hop, this guy wants this more than anybody else. Well, there's one other guy who I think wants a little bit more than him. That's the last bet. But I think D-Hop's going to get the ball maybe 2 or 3 times in this game, and I think they'll exceed 15 yards receiving. I think like Teja had 1.5 catches. I think Hopkins is going to have over 15 receiving yards, so very similar with Teja there. Not a lot of numbers to back this up. I just think D-Hop's going to get a lot of touches this week. Or a lot of snap counts this week. And then last bet, Kareem Hunt, 40 rushing yards. If you're watching JD's Keys to Victory, feed Kareem Hunt. Please just do it. Both playoff games, he's exceeded 40 rushing yards. And looks like he will be our lead back again. And every game this year where he got 10 carries or more, which I think he will get 10 carries or more, he's exceeded 40 rushing yards. So, yeah, I think Kareem Hunt, 40-plus rushing yards is the thing to do this week. And that's bet 25 smackaroos to win $275, just like Tage's bet. So it's really not much different there.
I also saw an interesting one. I'm trying to find the stat right now. It was to support Barkley's under. I think it was his average. He faced a lot of bottom. Most of his big games came against the bottom 10 rush defenses. I think when he faced like the top 10 rush defenses, his yards per game went down to like 80 or something. It goes down a lot. He's killed really bad teams. I'm not taking anything away from him, obviously, but he's been ridiculous. But a lot of his stats, the bulk of it have come from like just the bottom dwellers of the rush defenses.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it, but it's going to be tough.
But if you listen to the media this week, they'll have you think the Chiefs are one of the bottom half of the run defenses this year.
I know they're idiots. There also is a really good one if you guys want to sprinkle it on. I didn't see it on DraftKings in the SGP, but you can find a sports app that can do it. It's Barkley to be the leading rusher of the game is minus 350. I mean, that's probably going to happen, even if he doesn't get 110. I mean,
I don't know, man. I feel like Mahomes has a shot at it.
Well, then Mahomes should be on your rushing over then.
And I like these better.
Really? Then you think he might have 95 yards rushing, but you're not going to take over like 18?
No, I think they're going to sell out on Barkley. I think Barkley could have a 50-yard kind of game. Mahomes could have easily. I mean, we've seen him have 60 yards in playoffs in the Super Bowl before. So
Yeah, I mean, 50 can still get you almost the leading rusher in this game.
Could. Yeah, could.
But yeah.
So JD, what are your thoughts, buddy?
I like the number one Chiefs money line for sure. Goddard 40+ receiving yards. I could buy into it. Like I said, he'll probably get 5 for about 45. So I do like that bet. Barkley under 112, 112.5 rushing yards. And I do believe they're going to sell out. I do believe that as well. So my confidence in our defense tells me that's a good bet. Hopkins 50+ receiving yards. I do believe he'll hit that. I think he have like 2 or 3 catches. For sure, just for first downs if he's in a tight spot. And like I said, I think this is where they'll sit in coverage, 7 in coverage. D-Hop is the guy that got the hands that he'll catch anything. Just throw it his area and let him come up with it. I think Pat looks for that. This is the game that Neil will feel good. Everything will feel good with him. I think he'll definitely get that 15+ receiving yards. Hunt 40+ rushing yards. I like this too. And if he gets the line share, what he should in this game, I say he gets 40 yards. We know he's good for, getting 4 or 5 here, and then, he'll get 8. And then before you know it, man, that joke is over 50-something yards, 60. And he just start creeping up and creeping up. But I think any of those guys talking about leaning in, I think they could absolutely lean their hat onto Kareem Hunt this game. I do believe that. So bet $25 to win $275. Good bets.
So here's an interesting one right now. Barkley has 13 runs this season over 25 yards, but digging a little deeper, 10 of those 13 explosive runs came against just 3 opponents, the Giants, the Rams, and the Commanders. A whopping 795 of Barkley's yards this season came against those 3 opponents. All terrible run defenses dominated by Barkley and the elite offensive line.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
It is. Because you see the highlights and stuff. When you hear it, you just think he's doing it every week.
And even in those huge games, he often ends up something like 20 carries for 60 yards outside of those 2 or 3 huge runs he has. Take those away, and you're looking at 60, 70 yards. I noticed that in the Commanders game, outside of that huge run, I think he had like 16 for like 70 or 80, which is still decent, but it's not all worldly. I mean, he needed that long run to really have a great game.
Right. I think when I was, kind of doing the math when he had, the games, I'm like, okay, that Joker's going to have to average, I forgot, like 100 something if he's going to get to 2,000. And I was kind of like in that hunt of just looking at it and seeing like, okay, is he really going to get this? So, no, that's interesting. I did not know that. I did not know.
If you take away that long run in the Commanders game, it would have been 14 for 58. But, I mean, Will Shipley was dominating the Commanders at the end of that game, too. So, I mean, they kind of took the dogs off a little bit.
Yeah, but 14 for 58, dogs or no dogs, it's not a great game for him.
Mm-mm.
Here's an interesting Hurts stat, too, for rushing. Hurts has had a run of double-digit yards in 13 out of 18 games this year and has had at least one 11-yard run in 11 straight games.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, JD, who do you have in this one? This one it kind of makes it easier for you makes it harder for you actually this week with both of them being the same amount of money.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Y'all
making it tough.
Hey, there is no tomorrows. There's not shoot. This is it.
This is it.
Money's on the line, baby. Okay. We here. We selling out. We selling out to make this money. Okay. So Teja's, looking at his hop over 1.5 catches. I do believe that happens. Goddard 4+ catches. I think it's pretty kind of a, easy bet to kind of make. Hurts 25+ rushing yards. I think it's all going to depend on how good his knee really feels. And if he's doing the tush push, and yeah, he'll get 1 or 2 yards there. But is he able and willing to take off running? I think we'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Pacheco, 6+ carries. I think it's all determined on how good Kareem Hunt is doing. So I don't know. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. It's not a bad bet. Just a little concerned because, if Kareem Hunt's doing his job, the only way Pacheco's coming in is if, giving for like one play or to be in a pass play. But the counter over 4.5 tackles, and assist. So I think it's a decent bet. $25 at $275. Heading over to Marcus, Chiefs money line. Yep. Goddard 40+ receiving yards. Yep. Barkley under 112 rushing yards. We played what we were supposed to. Yep. Hopkins, was that 15 receiving? What does that say? 15+ receiving yards?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, I think he does that. I think, man, he's the guy that, he's everybody gonna be sleeping on him. And then Hunt 40+ rushing yards. I think that's a pretty good one. So listen, this thing is up for all the marbles. I like both of you all's bets. I think they both look good. I really do. I think you could go either way with it. But if I'm sitting over here and I'm leaning toward a guy, if I'm leaning toward what I see out here, what I believe, I had to say that I'm leaning toward Marcus.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. I just, I don't know what it takes. And Pacheco will probably have 6 carries. But we got to run the ball, and we have to be successful running the football because we know we like throwing, and that's the thing about it. So Kareem Hunt, hey, lay on him, Pacheco. Now, like you said, first quarter, Pacheco has some good runs. Absolutely, he'll have 6+ carries, no doubt about it. But he has to have success early, though. He has to have success early. So,
I think if he just doesn't look bad, he'll get over 6.
What's his carries been the last few games?
The last 2, he had 5 each.
Oh, okay.
And before that, all of them 6 or above.
Okay. All right. Good bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a little more. The Connor one is an interesting one. That's just a different bet. Different kind of bet. We don't usually do the tackle bets. So but I mean, the numbers you have behind him are pretty solid. So
and assisted. I mean, Connor's gonna be jumping on backs, dude. He's gonna be getting some assists. Let me tell you what. He might not be getting 5 solos, but he'll get 5 tackles and assists.
Maybe jump in there for that. All right, you get me.
Yeah. Okay, give him an assist for that one.
Right.
I mean, 7 out of 9 games, pretty good.
We got a question from Flapjack City. Appreciate Flapjack. Appreciate the contribution. Juju 70 yards over under?
Under
70.
I mean,
no, I think
his over under is 14.5.
Yeah, I didn't 70 unless he thinks
20 and a half maybe.
I thought it was like 12.5.
No, is it? Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
But under 70 yards. Yeah, I don't trust that.
Yeah.
I'm looking real fast to make sure it's not. It's definitely not 70. Juju, where are you? Okay. So wow, I can't even find Juju here. 16.5 is Juju's number. So that's interesting. 16.5. Whether you go over or under that. I think he goes under that.
Let me see. Well, why you put it on the screen? paid some money. So let's look up to see what those odds are on that bet.
What?
70 plus.
Oh, I mean, that's dude. You put $10 and now you're making a lot of money on a Juju $70.
When I say the man's got his own money, I mean the man's got his own money. 70 plus 2,000.
Oh wow, it's like 10 wins you 200.
So
I just don't see that happening. I mean, that's just
it's plus 2,000 for a reason.
yeah.
You get the same odds on like a defensive player winning MVP. Okay.
Yeah, which every year I always see these betting experts say, yeah, you can put some good value on putting like, I don't know, Trey McDuffie to be the MVP. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, ever.
Look, Bolton, I think it was Bolton, right? Returned a fumble for a touchdown. He didn't get it, okay? In a game where that was a huge difference in that game. It ain't happening. I mean, the score's got to be like 7-10, and we've got to do a pick six to end the game.
It's a QB award. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, MVP awards now are QB awards, and then Super Bowl MVP awards are QB awards. Always have been.
The only controversy when I think Cooper Kupp and what's the name it like were Cole. They thought Cole winners. Aaron Donald. And we're talking about that. And Aaron Donald was playing his tail off. So
they don't win that game without him.
No.
Samaje Perine over 7.5.
And I'll take the over on that. On his receiving yards, I'll take that.
Yeah. I also love the stats back it up, which are great, but it's also the Eagles' style of play, which will feed into Connor getting over 4.5. I mean, they're just going to try to run the ball and keep the ball in their hand for long drives. That's just a lot of plays he's going to be on the field for. So that's another reason. I know it's an unorthodox one.
Yeah. Okay, so now our Underdog picks, our partner Underdog. If you guys have not, checked out Underdog yet, the link is in the description. You guys get all types of good stuff. All you got to do is deposit $10. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. This week they're offering, and I don't know if you guys saw the advertisement, they're offering a free pick in a Travis Kelce. So you can just throw it in your little entry this week. It's just over 1 yard for Travis Kelce, which he should get. But yeah, these are the bets we have. So Saquon, we listed that earlier, lower than 114.5 yards rushing. Chiefs haven't allowed 100 yards running back all year. Spags never allowed one in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts, higher than 24.5 rushing yards. He's gone higher than that in 15 of the last 18 games this year. Kareem Hunt, higher than 39.5 rushing yards. He's done that in every playoff game so far. And when he's a lead back, getting 10 carries or more, he clears 40 yards in every game. Dallas Goedert, higher than 39.5 receiving yards. Since he returned from injury, he's exceeded 40 yards in every game, which is the last 4 games. He's also been Hurts' most targeted pass catcher in the playoffs. The Chiefs have given up 40 yards to 13 of the 19 tight ends. And to finish, Patrick Mahomes, higher than 24.5 rushing yards. Here's a key stat. Mahomes has gone higher than 24.5 rushing yards in every Super Bowl he's been in. Every Super Bowl, he's gone over 24.5 rushing yards. This man, he puts the cape on when he needs to. So there you go. Those are our Underdog plays for a Super Bowl. So if you guys do not have Underdog, get in on it and take these plays. All right.
You go back. Can you show it again?
Yes, sir. There you go.
I'm trying to set my bet in right now.
Oh, there you go.
About it. Okay. So let me go on, just make that, put it in. So I've had a little problem with this thing. Okay. Maybe y'all can help me walk me through this. So, because it seems like it's a little bit different. They got the hoops on. I ain't doing hoops.
Yeah, Underdog's a little different than the DraftKings or those other apps.
Okay. So there we go. All right. Okay. Gotcha. Patrick Mahomes. So they got in here 29.5 rushing yards. What do y'all think about that one?
That's a pretty good one.
For Mahomes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both quarterbacks are going to break like a 15-yard plus carry in the game. They're going to catch one of the defense sleeping at some point.
Okay. Jalen Hurts, 9+ rushing attempts. Would you say?
I like his attempt. I like his attempts too. It's 9. It's 9+.
Yeah, 9.5.
Damn, so it's 10. It's pretty high. I think he did that. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times this season.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great. I mean, look, he was injured last week and he did it 10 times. So, again, if they're doing that number, they're counting on at least like 5 or 6 tush pushes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like the Allen one. What did Allen get last week in the end? 12?
Yeah, 12. Yeah, I think so.
I also like for Underdog because you can't do you can't alt line over unders in DraftKings, but in Underdog you can. I like Jalen Hurts under 29 pass attempts.
How many?
29.5 under.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
He's done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 out of his last 13 games, he's gone under that.
Okay.
So I think that's a good one too.
All right. Let me see.
So I think, yeah. I think you can do, yeah. Yeah, there's decent juice on that one. I mean, you can go over 7.5 rushing attempts for Hurts too, but you're getting 0.71. Marcus, while you were gone, I said I like the under Jalen Hurts 29.5 pass attempts.
Yeah.
He's done that his last 12 out of 13 games.
Yeah, because with game scripts, if you think the game script of Saquon's going to get 20+ carries, then yeah, he'll probably get less than 29.5 passing attempts.
Yeah.
All right. I got one locked in.
He's passing a lot more at the beginning of the year, but they were also 2-2 to start the year, and I think they were because they were way too pass happy.
They changed it up. Yep.
Yeah. Once they did that, they got better, and it just I don't think they're going to go pass happy unless we come out and take like a massive lead. But it would have to be a big lead for them to go complete pass mode.
Yeah. No, should be interesting. Should be interesting. Like I said, I liked all 10 of our picks. And I think we're going to come away with 10 for 10 in the last game of the season, as well as the three-peat. And that's going to be very sweet when we meet again on the postgame show on Sunday night after the Super Bowl. Yeah, guys, it's been a blast doing our betting show as we always do every Friday. And again, in this year, we introduced the new segment, the most popular segment of the Keys of Victory. JD's takes us into the dungeon and gives us a nice little pep talk going to before each game. It's been fantastic every Friday night with y'all. JD, you want to close us out here, brother?
Oh, man. Well, like I said, ladies and gents, it's been real. It's been very entertaining. I have appreciated everything that we have done this past season. Right now, all is accumulated to this point. And you know where we are. We've been on the wheelbarrow. We have put in our time to speak to each and every one of you, to talk you off of the doubt, talk you out of shaky knees, talk about bowing your back up, getting a little stout. And this is it. This is you ride with your team. Are you the ride and die? Are you the one that you don't fall by the wayside when things get tough? You don't start sitting there biting your fingernails. This is it. Are you looking next to you and behind you? And you make sure that everybody understands where your dedication is. You've seen it. They've shown you. They delivered. We know who they are. It's time to ride with your Chiefs one more game. One more time for all the marbles. Are you going to be part of the history? When you come and you talk about the Chiefs, when your children, your grandchildren ask, who were they during that time? Where were you? How did you feel? Are you going to tell them a lie and say I was on the fence? Or I was with them the whole time? Huh? You going to lie to your grandchildren, your grandbabies? Don't do that. Don't be that one. Tell the truth. You sit there and you look them right in their eye. You tell them, I was there for every single minute and second of that season, dedicated and cheering. Y'all see why around here we got all these Chiefs stuff? You see that? It's because of me. I'm the one who put in the work. I'm the one that came here, wore my heart and my feelings on my sleeve. Through all of it, all the doubt and whatnot, I stood there 10 toes down for my guys. That's all they're asking for. That's all they're asking for. So, be ready. Be prepared for a victory. Have your celebration. Have your champagne. Have all of that by your side. Some cigars. Be ready to kiss your loved ones. Be ready to enjoy your food. These guys, we know what they're about. So, appreciate it. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for showing up this season for us. We love you. We appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say bye to all the names that I see on here real quick. All right. And I'm glad I had a chance to give y'all a little bit of that JD fire. Keys to victory. Victory is right here. We got one more to do. Appreciate you, Witchy Hall. Thank you so much. You're a real one. We enjoy you so much. Drew Boucher, my guy. Thank you so much for coming in here. G Pick, appreciate it, brother. Don Peterson, love you too, my guy. Appreciate it so much. Keep up the faith. Keep working hard. Hearts and Roses, thank you so much, Hearts and Roses. Love you to death. John Clifford, my guy. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for the contribution, but also, too, you coming here every chance you get. Sasha, thank you so much. Bottle of Pappy, gotta have it. I know it's good old Kentucky right there. Hey, it's going to be a great occasion for it, for some good old Pappy Van Wink. You got some, have a taste. Absolutely. G Pig, my guy, appreciate you so much, man. Kim Wathan, awesome show. You're awesome for showing up and saying that. Thank you for being heard. Appreciate it. Ray 028, my guy. Ray, appreciate it, guy. Thank you so much for coming in. Know you all are bought in all the way. Who we got? Chiefs again. Yes, they are. One more time. Let's get it done. Sam McBride, thank you. Thank you so much, Sam McBride. Appreciate your contribution coming in. Mike Brennan, our guy, Mike. Yes, sir, Mike. Appreciate you, Mike. I hope you won a whole lot of money this year. Listen to these brothers right here, man. Okay? With their knowledge and your bets, I'm sure you're sitting over there fat right now. Okay? Take some of that money, man. Take it out the mattress. You better put it up. Okay? Put it up somewhere. Keep your winnings to yourself. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Lynn Julian, thank you so much for coming in. Always good seeing your name as well. Sanjay Guest. What's up, Sanjay? Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. About time. Our guy, about time. Praying for you and your wife. Hope everything's doing well for you and your family. Okay? About time. You're always on our mind, brother. Always on our mind. Just to always say, too, Andrea. We haven't seen Andrea in a while. Andrea Chenault. Hope she's doing well. I know her family has been going through some times and some battles. Andrea, if you get this, you keep fighting. If you catch us at the tail end of something, you catch us later, keep fighting. We are right there with you. Thank you so much. We love you. Let's see who else we got in here. Richard Jamillo, good to see you, Richard. Good to see you, my man. You take care, okay? Keep the faith with us. Keep the faith with us. Oh, let me see who else we have. Ooh, I had a lot of people. We've been talking. We done said a lot. Flapjack City. Appreciate you, Flapjack City. Hey, we're going to get that money. On their last bet, we know you're going to get it. Kevin Mars, appreciate the contribution. Thanks, Kevin. Been doing a good job with us, man. Appreciate you coming in and talking to us. Appreciate you. Brian Birch, good seeing you, Brian. Thank you, sir, for coming in, giving your piece. Who else we got in here? KC, the pick is in. Yes, it is. The pick is in, and we ride this horse all the way. That's what we're doing. So this is the three-peat. It's almost like you do with the Triple Crown. This is the Triple Crown winners, right? Of football. This is it, baby. I love it. The pick is in. So, hey, we going back. Teja's already working on who we're going to get in the draft, okay? He's already working on it. So we're going to bring him into a winning culture. That's what those things are all about. Greg Rose, thank you, Greg. Appreciate it, my guy. Thank you for all the things you've been doing and what you've been saying. Who else we got in here? A lot of people, man. You know, Maria DeJarnes. Thank you, Maria. They always come in, throw us a little bit. We appreciate you so much. Tim Kaufman. Thank you, sir. Had this perfume. I'm looking at the perfume laughter. Yeah, it was a good one. Okay. Hey, find you a good one, Tim. Find you a good one to hold on to them. I found me a good one. I'm holding on to it. It's always on it for a long time. From a good old man, he said, if you find you a good one, you hold on to it. I found the best one I could. She's out there. Love you. Sweetie, if you're on here, love you to death. You know that. Joe E., good seeing you, guy. Appreciate you, Joe. Appreciate you, Joe. Who else we got? You know, this man, I tell you what, man, this is just, it's fun to just go through here and talk about people, you know, the time. I look at it like this, man. We come in, we give our time. These people giving their time to us as well. Yeah. This is a mutual thing. And I love it. That's dedication. Demetrio Spence, good to see you, Demetrio. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Bringing it home, man. So we're going to do, fellas. We're going to bring this thing all the way home. We're going to finish this thing up. And after this, no more talking. I don't even want to see, I don't even want to see the pundits, and I don't want to see none of it. I don't even hear nothing that they have to say.
I definitely don't want to see it if we lose. That's for sure. I'm out.
Yeah?
I'm that GIF where the guy does that disappears if we lose.
I'll stand there like this. But that ain't going to happen, Tage. That ain't going to happen. So we know what it's going to be. Chiefer, 65 point. Hey, good to see you, Chiefer. Good to see you, my man. Let me see what else we got in here. Man, I'm glad everybody. The barbershop, appreciate it. The barbershop, also to our brother Shawn Barber for coming in, helping us out, talking, getting everybody warmed up in the crowd. Man, Shawn, man, he gave you some good knowledge. I was backstage listening to all of it, and so you can take it to the bank. Barbershop is saying that you could take it to the bank. You could take it to the bank. Love you, my brother. And this barbershop too. Appreciate it. Salute to you. Salute to you. Noah John Marshall, my guy. What's up, Noah John? Celebrate out there. Celebrate out there. Okay? Be ready to celebrate, man. All right? Who else we got in here? Illy Beeman was in here. What up? What up? Illy Beeman, Lenny the Cool was in here as well. Lenny the Cool, Illy Beeman, good seeing y'all brothers. Always good seeing y'all too. Y'all do a great job coming in and talking to us. Let me see, who else? I think that's it right now from what I see on my end. Listen, hey, it's been real. We've enjoyed every moment of it. And we just want to show our gratitude for you all, for all the dedication and time that y'all given us. Look, Marcus, Teja, you know how much I love you too. Thank you so much for the things y'all been doing out here and giving us some of this goodness as far as for all the bets, putting that work, that time and effort in to run all this down. And hopefully everybody's taking all your information and turning it into bucks. Hopefully it's happened. So
hopefully.
Yeah. They got some good ones for y'all. Some good ones. $275 each. So make a $50 bet, man, and bring some money home. So
we're ending the season on a high note. on a high note. But yeah, guys, so we'll see you guys Sunday night right after the Super Bowl right here, right on the channel. So you guys come, like JD said, get your cigars, get your stogies, get your champagne, get your wine, get your beers, get whatever you want, get your sodas, get whatever you want, and come over here and let's enjoy and celebrate together, celebrate this monumentous season together Sunday night after the game.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine, yeah.
Win or loss.
Win or loss. Yeah, but we don't say the loss part around these parts. But that'll do it for us. We love you guys. We'll see you guys Sunday night right after the game.
Love you all. Hang that now. Whoa.
We are the champions right now. We are the champs.
Currently, yes, we're the reigning champs. Yeah.
I can't help think of Revenge of the Nerds when I hear this song. I just can't. That's all I can think of.
There you go. There you go.
All right. That's enough. All right. We leave it there, man. Love you, brothers, man. We'll see y'all later. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Love you guys.
These Eagles, these backs. Let's go.
Let's do it, baby. Let's clip them wings. Clip them wings.
The wings, man. We're going to have them bird for dinner. Time to feast.
See you guys Sunday night. Love you guys.
See y'all.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.